this offseason?
Look, there's numerous reasons why you make a decision like that. Ultimately, I felt this was a time.
Dave, Matt has expressed at various times, as you have, trying to find a quarterback, trying to find the franchise quarterback. It appears that search is still ongoing. How much of that responsibility do you bear?
You know what I like about the media? I really do. This is funny. They think you can just dial 1-800 and get a quarterback.
Debo Sports and Entertainment. Did he get to pick his own groceries? Did Matt Rhule get to go to the store and buy his own groceries? Did he get to choose his own quarterback? Did he choose Teddy Bridgewater and Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield? Did he choose Baker Mayfield over Jimmy Garoppolo? Did he have the opportunity to bring in Jimmy Garoppolo no matter what the price? These are the questions that need to be asked in regards to whether or not Matt Rhule's firing was fair and just, or whether he was blindsided, whether or not he was blindsided or not. These are the questions that need to be asked. If he chose Baker Mayfield over Jimmy Garoppolo, regardless of price and compensation, he needed to be fired. If he chose Teddy Bridgewater while Stafford and them were out there, if he chose Darnold over Stafford, etc., he needed to be fired. That's whether or not these guys were actually serious about coming. We're assuming that they were serious. Did they have an opportunity to get Deshaun Watson? Did Deshaun Watson say no, or did Carolina didn't want to meet the demands of the Houston Texans? These are questions that need to be answered. If these questions aren't going to be answered, then it's always going to be up in the air whether or not he was treated fairly and just. But I'm sure it will come out that, yeah, he wanted Baker Mayfield. If he wanted him, he needed to be fired. Because Baker Mayfield has affected the team offensively. Their two stars, DJ Moore and Christian McCaffrey, are trash with Baker Mayfield on the field. It's not about their defense not being good. He's not a defensive coach. He came from Baylor and Temple. I'm not too, I didn't follow Temple the college when he was in college football. I didn't follow Temple. And I know he rebuilt Temple, but I didn't follow them. I followed Baylor. Baylor's not a defensive team. They're not in the defensive conference. So their defense was always going to be suspect unless they brought in a big-time defensive coordinator. And another question, did he get to pick his staff? Did he get to pick his O coordinator, D coordinator? I know he probably picked Joe Brady when he first got there as an offensive coordinator. But did he get to pick his defensive coordinator? Did he have total control? If he had total control, then he needed to go. Simple as that. Because they weren't impressive. And the only impressive stretch they had was with Darnold in there. And so maybe he chose right with Darnold. But again, I'm going to say the third time, if he chose Baker Mayfield over Jimmy Garoppolo, and Carolina gave him carte blanche to pay Jimmy Garoppolo whatever it was, whether it was $20 million or $22 million, and or compensation, probably a couple of draft picks to the 49ers, and he still chose Baker Mayfield because he cost less with no compensation, he needed to be fired. All right then.